Hi, my friends. To keep you ahead of the political curve, it's time for our political movie review type thing, I guess. Okay. There's a new movie out about Dan Rather and his Rather scandal or Rathergate or whatever it was, and I'll talk about more. But here, let's watch the trailer of the movie, and we'll talk about it right after.
Why did you get into journalism?
Curiosity. Why'd you get into it?
You.
Ladies and gentlemen, I give you my friend, Dan Rather.
I'm the producer. I put the team together. We have Lucy Scott to run point. Colonel Roger Charles worked Abu Ghraib for us. Mike Smith, he was a researcher for us back in 2000.
What's our next move?
I might have something for the election.
The President of the United States may have gone AWOL from the military.
He never even showed up.
Those parts of his file they didn't like. They tossed in a wastebasket.
Do you have these documents?
These really are the holy grail of documents.
You've got 3 hours.
We're out of time.
Start outputting. Go!
Go!
Tonight, we have new information on the President's military service.
Here's to a great story.
Hey, Mary. These blogs are saying that the memos can be recreated in Microsoft Word.
Several experts have raised serious questions.
They're going to start an investigation.
This is bad.
They do not get to do this. They do not get to smack us just for asking the question.
They want to talk to your source.
No. It's bad.
I never should have asked the question.
You gotta make your case, honey. You have to fight.
Somebody has got to confirm those memos.
This isn't a trial. This is a hunt.
What we are talking about is you bringing your politics into your reporting.
I did nothing of the kind.
Where does politics not enter into this?
Our story was about whether the president fulfilled his service. Nobody wants to talk about that. They want to talk about fonts and forgeries. And they hope to God the truth gets lost in the scrum.
Okay. Okay, forgive me. Please forgive me. I am laughing a little. But look, I love that cast. Dude, I love Dennis Quaid. And I'm a big Robert Redford fan. I loved him in all those movies he used to do with Paul Newman. Him and Paul Newman. Oh, I love these guys. Anyway, so you see they start off the trailer. And, of course, I haven't seen it. I go see it now, but I want to have after him before. Start off the trailer with Dan Rather is admired, and he's this great guy, and people go there just to be with. And I imagine that's the case, too. Then you show the producer, and they're looking for a story. And so they have, hey, we have documents that says George Bush evaded the Vietnam War, and this is amazing. So we got to follow this up. So they get the documents, but it kind of breaks up a little, like somewhere at the closer to the end is like somebody, Dan Rather says, we got to verify them. But did they verify them ahead of time? They never really did verify them. They turned out to be forgeries and fakes. And I don't know if you know this, but there was a follow-up they did later on, and they doubled it down. And I don't know if the movie's going to talk about that, but Dan Rather did a part 2. I'll show you a clip of it. Here it is.
One who describes herself as Colonel Killian's right hand during much of the 1970s, Marion Carr Knox, Colonel Killian's secretary, flew to New York this afternoon to tell us she believes the documents we obtained are not authentic, but there's yet another confusing twist to this story. She told us she believes what the documents actually say is exactly as we reported. Marion Carr Knox is 86.
So that woman, they kind of used to say, oh no, she's confirming. That way they don't have to confirm. And I don't know if you know this here in the United States, because I know people from around the world view this, but a lot of people think that the big news organizations do have a bias, right? They want to show one side. And so the question is this movie actually showing, is this movie biased or are they not biased? But as you go into the trailer, then it's like, oh, I shouldn't have asked the question. I mean, they did a lot more than ask the question. They came up with documents basically saying, oh, he's a evader of the Vietnam War, and that makes him a bad guy. And I don't know. Oh, and then when we get to the end of the trailer, then the producer asks, Did President Bush fulfill his obligation? And that's the truth. So, and don't forget, the name of the movie is Truth. Well, either or, you know what? I'm going to enjoy watching this. This sounds pretty cool. But let me just fill you in on a couple of things that you might want to know. I found this picture somewhere on the internet, and it looks like during the filming of this, Robert Redford actually consulted with Dan Rather. So since this is a movie supposedly not showing him in his best light, I kind of wonder, I guess Dan Rather's an easygoing guy. I'm certain it's not like they're trying to say he didn't do it or that wasn't him or whatever. And if you read the synopsis, you can read in there, there's a line of Newsroom Drama 2004 CBS 60 Minutes report investigates then the President George Bush military service and the subsequent firestorm of criticism that cost Dan Rather and his producer their career. It wasn't criticism. It was during the election, and it sure felt to everyone that they brought in these fake documents in order to try to get Kerry elected. So kind of like, you know, a lot of people felt they were trying to sabotage the election and get Kerry elected. And with the power of CBS, that the whole, I mean, look, CBS and it's connects to the world, right? Anyway, if you check out, say, the draft, say draft evasion, you might find a little sentence about what would consider to be draft evasions, and there's a little spot in there. It said seeking student deferment might be considered misleading or might be considered draft evasion. And there's some also notable U.S. figures there. One of them is Bill Clinton, Joe Biden, and Dick Cheney. So, but I guess Dan Rather didn't want to talk about them or their possible connections. And to end this off, did you know who started the draft? What we call it again? Selective services. That would be Democrat President Franklin D. Roosevelt. So Democrats. So it's kind of funny. This is all about getting Democrats elected, and who started the draft. Essentially, where everyone got into it was President D. Roosevelt. And ironically enough, you're gonna laugh at who ended the draft. Who signed to have the draft ended? What president was that? Well, that would be everyone's good friend. That would be Nixon. That's right. Tricky Dick. Nixon, Republican president, ended the draft, which no one wanted and no one liked. And but no one gave him any credit for that. We love to hate that guy. Anyway, so there you go. Enjoy the movie. I'll talk about it later on. Thanks. Bye.